Hey guys, welcome back. This is a great comic, I gotta say. What we got here is Tales from the Dark Multiverse, the death of Superman. So this was an interesting comic. I saw in the store. I wanted to get, so I wanted to check it out. So let's begin. So what we got here? We got Tempest. Okay, I cannot say that name, but he's the guardian against the Dark Multiverse. Kind of reminds me of the Watcher from Marvel. So yeah, so he kind of looks at dark multiverses, and that's what he's given us. The Such as they've been doing the Blackest Night, Nightfall, and more stories, events that happened before. So let's get started. So what we got here, what it brings us is Superman versus Doomsday, the biggest event, because Doomsday is the most powerful being that can kill Superman. And that's what happens here because they went into this big battle, and the only way for Superman to win is just to sacrifice himself. So he kills him but he dies in the process. Lois comes over, like how the story gone through, but however there was a big change in this. Like everything's going as the way it is, but then she goes into this so-called rage, and she just blames the other heroes, because you can see here all the other heroes comes in like, oh my god, Superman. But however Lois is like blaming them, like, you just let him die alone, like where were you? And she just cries and cries. Moving on, we get the superheroes over his funeral. Like, they're getting a spotlight, and that's what she hates right here. Like, this is sad because they're getting the spotlight while they were not paying attention to the death of Superman. And she couldn't even see it because, as you can see here, this is her point of view. She cannot see his coffin. That is sad. So moving on, we get Lex Luthor. The story of Women with him. Oh, it was very confusing when I first saw this, because I was like, wait a second, this is not right. I don't think he has red hair. Well, and there was a story that there was this clone that was the son of Lex Luthor, but instead it was him actually the whole time. So yeah, he's like, okay, I'm gonna make a foundation. I'm gonna try and see if we can bring Superman back. So, and while that's happening, Lois Lane is just broken. We get to see like many things that's going on all over the world, and she just like just cries from it. And what this makes interesting is that even though Superman protected them, and they thought that if Superman would die, really, I don't think no one will be the same. Maybe less crimes, but it's just the same. It's like Superman was never there. So moving on, she gets to visit um, the mother of Clark Kent, and as you can see, it says that she is like broken as well because her boys are gone. And what she meant by that is that the father of Clark Kent actually had a heart attack, and they don't know if he's gonna come back. So she goes over to the Forge of Solitude, drops off the cape, and she just lies there. And well, however, in the process, we get the arrival of Radicator, and he's saying that he's too late, that he put Superman in this thing, as you can see, this matrix to heal him. And as you can see, he does that. But however, he says that it was too late. He's dead. And however, his power that he has he can't stay that way. So he has to have a Kryptonian to like unite. So she's like, well, use me then. And I was like, whoa, okay, what's going on here? So Eradicator's like, but you can't. You're not a Kryptonian. She's like, just do it. And as you can see, they kind of merge into. She kind of goes out of the fortress in the process. The new Eradicator. But damn, like literally, she uses the cape of Superman. Like, it is scary right here. And she just looks all over the world. And what's good about this is that, like, it's still a bad thing, but what will turn out. But however, she says that, like, okay, there was bank robberies. I stopped banks instead. There is people who suffer because of being slaves and they don't eat. Well, I take down the slave. I take down the people who are treating them like that instead. Don't just save them and just leave them there. There's court. She takes on the court. So like she takes out the big point. Not like, okay, oh, this person's starving. She saves them and then it happens again. No, she's gonna try and stop this big issue, and then she makes sure that it doesn't happen again. But then she finds more people dead in this other place, and she figures out that it's Lex Luthor. So yeah, and she kind of takes a visit to him, and they have a talk, talking about that. This is not right, and you don't think that I'm not just like Superman. So she kind of grabs him, takes him up to space, full speed, and tells him Clark Kent was Superman. This was scary to his eyes. Oh gosh, damn it. So as we can see here, she just burns him alive. I was shocked that she actually did this. I thought she was going to be a good guy throughout the story, but this is the dark multiverse we're talking about, so this is not going to go well. So she just doesn't stop there. She goes to kill Deathstroke, many others, like very big guys, and also goes after the Joker. As you can see, that Batman and Joker is fighting around. She comes in, burns him immediately, like, just, I don't know, it's just 1 second. Doesn't even let him try and talk. So Batman comes over like, oh my god, no, what have you done? Like, this is not a line you can cross. And she's like, I'm done with, I just don't say that line. Like, and she's like, I cannot just let my Superman die in vain. And this is bad. Batman says, you already have. And so she smacks him all the way up across the building, and he tries to get the kryptonite, but however, Lois Lane kind of grabs his hand and breaks it. Batman gets a hit, and however, that's not enough, because as we can see here, she talks with him saying that you can't stop. Clark talked about this. You can never stop. You have to. And he's like, I won't. And I don't know, it doesn't show correctly if he died, but he did. He went forward, and Lois Lane just had to take a kill. It's sad. And however, so moving on, she goes around the world doing all this like violence, and well, okay, so here's the story for like continuing the story of death of Superman, the Superboy, the Iron Superman, and the Cyborg Superman. So instead of like, oh yo, I'm Superman, oh no, you are, and no, it's gonna be, she actually knows this is not Superman. So I was like, okay, this is a little bit different. And he's saying, yeah, okay, I'm done. I'm totally not Superman. I wanted to mess with you and like kill everyone you love, but pretty much you've done that. So I'm not gonna care. I'm gonna kill all of you now. So, and then Superboy and Iron Superman come over trying to take him out. Well, they die in the process. I did not see that coming. So she goes into a rampage and tries to take out the Cyborg Superman. And like, such a big battle. And then she hears someone's voice in the process of fighting. And well, guess what? Superman's back as well in the comics. So he's like, okay, everyone, you're safe now. He takes care of everything. Lois Lane comes over like, oh, you actually back? And about this is that this is sad, really. Like, Superman's like, oh, I'm so back. And then later he sees all the people afraid of her. And it doesn't take long until Superman figures out what is going on. But while he's trying to figure that out, Cyborg Superman comes over with a cannon, kryptonite cannon, trying to kill him. Lois Lane says, no, you cannot take him away. But it was her fault this time because she kind of just destroyed the cannon, and that she could just turn it, like she could just like punch the other way so it doesn't shoot at him. But however, she broke it and the kryptonite went against him, so he dies in her arms again. But but it's sad here, and I'm just like, oh God. He looks at her like, look at the look. He is terrified of her. So after that, she becomes fully Eradicator, and she's just doomed. The Tempest says that she cannot be saved. So pretty much that's the end of it. I don't know if I'm gonna get the Blackest Night issue, but however, I think this comic was a great story. I love this story. Like, I did read The Death of Superman. It was interesting at first. I never really cared for it, as well as the story of like Cyborg Superman, Superboy. I hated that story. Like, it was, I don't know. It's just weird. Like, the only thing I liked about it was Superman coming back. That's all. But this story is like I love it because it tells something that could have actually happened. Like, think of it. Like, she was so broken, and like people who are broken blame people, and she could have done this. Like, but however, she was such a nice person, she never did. And if she never did, she never become this person. And the Eradicator would come like, oh no, like, I don't know about the Eradicator though. Like, would she still make the choice? Maybe she would still be a good guy, but however, this is an amazing story, and it really says something that this could happen, but it didn't. So this is amazing. I'll give this a 9.5 out of 10. Well, goodbye.